This is a terrific book. I haven't quite finished it yet, but I've already been boring friends with recommendations to buy and read it. I love Derren's style, personality and delivery. Derren's wordplay is as good as his stage play, with my online dictionary getting a good workout. Since redefining the genre of magic for intelligent, modern audiences, he has become synonymous with the art of psychological manipulation. Derren Brown has really thought about the topics on which he writes, and really got a grip on the concepts and ideas. Essentially, it is a reworking of the Stoic philosophy as contained in, for example, the letters, the dialogues of Seneca, and the meditations of Marcus Aurelius, but it is much, much more than a rehash of other people's work or a string of quotations. He is therefore able to start you on a personal journey of discovery and guide you on the way. He manages never to be superior or condescending about his understanding, but clarifies, and makes relevant to today a system of philosophy which not only underpins Christian theology, as he clearly shows despite his own avowed atheism, but has influenced the development of thinking about life in general for more than 2,000 years. This book is a lesson, no, a series of lessons, in the foolishness of assumptions covering a superb oversight of a few thousand years of Western philosophy, with an emphasis on the areas concerning our place, as individuals, in the world but without any insistence on a single way, such as Stoicism, which is a core theme that does not mean what you think it means. Some of the concepts and arguments are hard to grasp, and some sentences need to be read several times to be understood. And yet, the book is so well balanced, and so reasonable, that I for one never flagged, and never contemplated not reading on. Most of us will find significant benefit from doing so, and I venture to say that nobody will be the worse, or fail to find something in it from which they can learn a lesson or an approach to life that will not be of genuine value. He shows us how to cope with failure and success, how to handle adversity, how to deal with the everyday slights and difficulties of social relationships, how to live well, and how to view death, both our own inevitable ends and those of our friends and relatives, with equanimity, how to cope with bereavement, how to, well, deal with everything really. That is what philosophy used to be about, and that is what it ought to be about still, except for the scholars in their ivory towers. And I haven't yet even touched upon some important elements he deals with, the pernicious teaching, for example, of the self-help gurus, the clowns who claim that anyone can get anything, and everything, by wishing for it strongly enough. As though the universe were a sort of all-encompassing Amazon stocked with stuff you think you want, only free of any cost. Sure, only idiots believe that anyway, and they won't read this book, because it doesn't pander to their hopes and aspirations, though they really ought and need to. Derren Brown is a complicated human, he has an education, he has a life beyond the public persona with which he earns his living, and I should know better than to assume otherwise. Derren is rightly scathing about those who take money from the vulnerable by peddling such nonsense. This is good knock about entertaining stuff, with plenty of examples to make the points, and the folly, crystal clear. Despite this last comment, don't expect an easy read. Some of the concepts and arguments are hard to grasp, and some sentences need to be read several times to be understood. And yet, the book is so well balanced, and so reasonable, that I for one never flagged, and never contemplated not reading on. Most of us will find significant benefit from doing so, and I venture to say that nobody will be the worse, or fail to find something in it from which they can learn a lesson, or an approach to life that will not be of genuine value. I really like Derren Brown's TV programs, and I've previously studied what defines happiness, so this book was a genuine enticement. I have already recommended this to several others and even gifted a copy to one who might need the insights it offers. It contains several life lessons and plenty of aid for the troubled mind. It should be read by the curious and the troubled for support, for help, for understanding and for fun. Derren Brown goes a lot into depth and detail, and delivers a lot of practical advice for how to lead a happier life. His references to the Stoics and several techniques outlined in the book have proven to be very effective for me. Thanks a lot for this wonderful book, Derren. Click link in description for more reviews.